Hello, amazing students. So, since Standard 3 is the standard with the least amount of assessments, I've heard that many of you are choosing that this is the one you're going to pick to complete all of the assessments for 4. So I wanted to make sure to go over in detail how to complete the 4 assessments for this one. So I know this could look better if I used some programming here, but I'm just going to take a low budget film here for you guys to help you out. So Standard 3, determine the extent to which the American, French, and Haitian revolutions influenced independent movements in Latin America. So you know a little bit about the American Revolution through this class. I'm hoping you learned a lot more through middle school. You learned a lot this year about the French Revolution and a little bit about the Haitian Revolution. And of course, as you do these standards, you can learn more about all 3. So also, after these revolutions, there were revolutions in Latin America. You want to analyze how much were those revolutions a result of the American, the French, and the Haitian revolutions, right? A little bit of cause and effect going on. So here's the 4 assessments you may want to do. Oops. The first one is an infographic. We do these quite often on the board as we go over our quotes at the beginning of class. I think you have an idea of how to make them. So you can do this in several ways. Some people actually go to the whiteboard and draw their own out. Some people do it on a piece of paper. Some people do it online. I've seen some really awesome infographics from you guys from the website I put on the bottom, canva.com. It's easy to use and it makes them look really clean and nice. So you want to make sure this has lots of information. You know, you might want to mention dates. You might want to mention tactics or strategies. You might want to mention rights or liberties that people were searching for. You might want to talk about leaders if they interacted, if the leader of an American or French Revolution actually spoke or wrote with a leader of one of the Latin American revolutions. So you want to make sure you add some detail here. Don't be vague if you want this to count. Okay, so the next one is a world map of revolutions with dates. So you're going to make a world map and show the dates of the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution. But now you also want to show the dates of the revolutions in Latin America. So let's show how you can do this. Now it looks like there's a pretty epic battle going on right now. I don't think I've ever seen these many soldiers on a battle on the sand table before. So what you'd want to do is take out a disgusting water bottle and probably take out just about everything in here. Put it in the box. And you're going to make a world map here. So you're going to have France, right? You'll have the US, you'll have Haiti, and then you'll have Latin America. And you can write on little pieces of paper or on popsicle sticks or other things I've seen and just sort of put the countries and the dates in the sandbox. And of course, you're not cartographers, but try to put it in about proximity is where they are compared to the other countries. This kinesthetic exercise actually helps you with the geography and the understanding, and we learned at the beginning of the year. Some of you learned best this way. Now listen, people who were here last block, don't make a mess of the sand. If you do this exercise, there's a broom and sand thing. Please clean up after you're done. I have to buy the janitor way too many donuts for the messes you guys have been making in here lately. So that's C. Excuse me, I was wrong. That was B. This is C. C is to watch the movie trailer for The Liberator. Oops. So if, of course you can't click this, but if you put The Liberator in on YouTube, it will show. It will show any second. Anyways, let's do this. Let's do this. So if you go to, this is the version I saw, the Liberator official trailer. There's many versions, and this is a movie from a year or 2 ago about the life of Simón Bolivar. So just like we've learned about leaders in the American Revolution or the French Revolution, Even Napoleon, right? He wasn't so much a liberator, but he was a world leader. Simon Bolivar helped with the revolutions of not just Bolivia, right, where it is named after him, but several countries in South America. So there's a few things you can do. First, you want to watch the trailer. And if you know a little bit about Simon Bolivar, that will help. So what do you do next? Then you have a choice of a few things. You can, let me make this big again. I know you're impressed with this professional video. You can wait patiently. And, let's see, getting a little review here. You can make a movie poster. It should have text in it. It shouldn't just be a stick figure, as much as I like stick figures with the Liberator on top. Or you can make a storyboard for a part of the movie. In other words, sort of like a graphic novel, but you're just showing like a script with some images and some dialogue of the movie. So how do you do this? You want to make sure that you include information that shows you understand the standard, showing how the revolutions that he helped lead were a result, to some extent, of the American, the French, and the Haitian revolutions. It even mentions the American Revolution right in the trailer, so that may help you. So if you make a movie poster, you should have some text that assumes that. You don't want to just write, influenced by the American Revolution, he fought one too, right? We all know that. Go into a little bit of detail. Of course, movie posters don't have lots of detail, but, this isn't a real movie poster. We're showing that you understand something. So I've seen some really cool movie posters over the years. I know some of you with your digital skills can make it look really authentic. And I've also seen lots of you guys with storyboarding and graphic novels. Some really talented students, so you may have fun with that. All right, and the last one is the current events on Haiti. Okay, so you may want to use newsbank.com because remember, we've shown how to use that. If you use Newsbank, the login is Morris Tech, one word, and the password is Devils. So there's Newsbank. And then you can put in the subject search bar Haiti. You also want to make sure it's not that old, say from like the past 6 months, and that's giving you a lot of time. And you want to follow the A contract format or the B contract format on Haiti. So let me show you that in case you forgot. Okay, this is still over here on the board if you want to see it. When you answer these questions, it is perfectly fine to just number and put the answers, probably a few sentences each. You don't have to make this a paper or an essay. So you can put number 1 in a few sentences, number 2 in a few sentences, so on and so forth. Let me go over this real quick. For both A and B contracts, number 1, you're going to summarize the article, the who, what, when, where, why, how, that kind of thing. For number 2, for both, you're going to give your opinion of the issue or the article or some combination of both. For number 3, you're going to identify questions that you still have after reading this or questions it leads you to. Number 3, it may be you may be wondering, about something specific or something that you just come up with. A contracts will make 3 questions, B contracts 2 questions. For both, you're going to try to answer one of those questions, so it will require some research. Okay. Then for A contracts, you're going to do one extra step. You're going to go back to Newsbank and find an article about the same issue from another country. So if your article is on Haiti and poverty, or a campaign, or some sort of natural disaster, you then want to go and find the same story from another country. I highly encourage you to look at one from France, since Haiti was a French colony. And then you'll compare your story with the one you just found from another country. They should cover them a little bit differently. Then for both contracts A and B, this is the really important one, the last one. How do you connect this article to what we learned about in class? More or less, how does it go back to the standard? Here's the standard one more time. So make sure no matter what you do, whether you're only doing one assessment because you're going to use another standard to be an expert at, or whether you do all the standards, whether you do all the assessments for this one, make sure everything you do comes back to this. showing how the American French and Haitian revolutions had an influence on the movements in Latin America. All right, I look forward to seeing your amazing work, and if you have trouble with understanding any of this, please let me know. See you guys.